everyone, it's Katie. Hello from 17 weeks. I'm just going to jump right in because we are going out of town tomorrow and I have like a million things to do right now. I don't want to squander all of nap time. The biggest change since last week is that right away, in my last vlog, I mentioned that I hadn't felt the baby move, and that was like kind of, worrisome, or I wished I could feel it more reliably and everything. And sure enough, as always, as soon as I say something on video, I am proven wrong. So I should really try to use that to my advantage more often. But sure enough, so I made my 16-week video, and the very next day, at 16 weeks and 1 day pregnant, I started consistently feeling actual kicks, not just like little flutters and stuff, but if I can feel it internally, and then also if I put my hands on my abdomen, I can feel kicks, and I felt them several times a day, every single day since then. So I think that's going to be consistent. Maybe this baby is going to be as active as Alice was. Mike and I met with the doula that we think we are probably going to hire this past week. It's somebody who I met a couple of years ago because she's a lactation consultant, and I met her when she was volunteering at like the free breastfeeding resource center we have. I just always had a really good kind of impression of her, and like I got a good vibe from her. So I really wanted Mike to kind of sit down with her and see how he felt. And he felt the exact same way. He thinks that we're looking at getting a doula this time. We didn't have a doula for Alice's birth, but because we'd like Alice to be present for this baby's birth, I think it would be helpful to me, especially if we're in certain sort of environments. I think it would be helpful if Mike needs to be focused on Alice, then I can still have somebody like sort of, with undivided attention. So just a little bit of extra support for me, and just kind of make like the whole experience a little bit more peaceful. That's the idea. So we're really happy with this woman. We haven't like signed the contract yet, but I'm pretty sure we will. I don't know if I want to throw out her like dollar amount, how much her services cost, because I think it varies really widely by region, but I feel like she's pretty reasonable for what she would offer us. So that's really good news. I think I've read that right around this time the fetus is supposed to be going through like a big growth spurt, and I think that is why I've had a super bad nausea week. I've just been really sick most days this week. I had to stay home from work yesterday. I think partially I had like a little bit of some kind of bug virus thing, because Mike is not feeling well today. Alice has had like some cold symptoms, so maybe we've got a little bit of something else going on. But it's been really hard for me to eat several days, and it's been a tough one. I didn't really expect it to be like this at 17 weeks, but what can you do? Something I have noticed about this pregnancy that is different than my first pregnancy is that I'm really preferring to be on my left side. I like sleeping on my left side. I like sort of lounging to my left. And I know that the books tell you, pregnant women are supposed to sleep on their left sides because that takes the pressure off your vena cava and blah, blah, blah. With my first pregnancy, I was always more comfortable on my right. That's just how my body felt better that way. And I remember asking my midwife, like, well, everybody says you're supposed to be on your left side. Should I just force myself to be on the left side because that's what you're supposed to do? And she's like, no, your body knows what it's doing. If you feel better on your right, stay on your right. So that's what I did. Everything was fine. This time around, if I lay flat on my back, I get like instantly nauseated, and maybe that's like just sort of like acid reflux stuff just from laying down. But the weight already, just the weight of my uterus, when I lay flat, it feels terrible to me. It's pretty much the same on my right side, but the left side is beautiful. I've had a couple of changes this week with Alice's nursing. She was nursing for her nap time and then just really briefly before bed. 2 weeks ago, I didn't mention anything at the time, but 2 weeks ago, I started just kind of talking to her about her nighttime nursing session because it had gotten really, really painful for me. I can tolerate the nap time nursing session. It doesn't bother me, but for whatever reason, just at the point I'm at, having that kind of contact twice a day was really, really painful. So that nighttime nursing session was something I was really like gritting my teeth through, and it just wasn't happy. I found myself just like praying that she would, only nursed for a few seconds. And anyway, so I started just talking to her about like, I would just tell her like, okay, you can nurse, but one day the milk's going to be all gone, or one day the milk's almost all gone, that kind of stuff. And she would just go, okay. And we would just talk about that every day. And this week I started trying to just put her into her crib with a book and like read her another book after putting her in the crib and just see how she did. And she has done really, really well with that this week. I figured if it was something she got super upset about, I would kind of back off and give it some more time. But like I said, she did really well. So she only asked to nurse once in the past week. And I just said, oh, Alice, I think the milk's all gone. And she goes, oh yeah. And then she just laid down and she was perfectly okay. So this is really good for me because I'm telling you, just the pain was really pretty significant. I don't see us giving up the nap time session anytime soon because Alice has always been very, very, it's basically the only way she'll nap, and I sure don't want to give up naps altogether right now, but we'll see. I expect sometime in this second trimester that my milk will change more to colostrum. That might be a change that she notices. Maybe it's already started happening, and that's why it was easy for her to accept, me talking about like the milk's almost all gone. I don't know. So maybe she notices and that'll start to, just change some things on her end. This week has been really stressful, just work-wise for both me and Mike. And generally I feel really out of balance. I just feel like I'm stretched too thin. I'm afraid I've said this like previous weeks because I've been feeling like this for a while. And I know that, everybody's plate is full and that's just life. But I don't know. I'm just really looking forward to, we've got some travel coming up. Like I said, we're going on a road trip this weekend and then we're going to California the following weekend. And I'm really hoping that rather than being like draining and stressful, the travel will be restorative. I'm hoping we'll have like just really good time with family and a little bit more downtime. I'm looking forward to going on walks with Mike at night. That was some of my best memories from my pregnancy with Alice were just walking at night with Mike in the dark. It's something I don't really feel comfortable doing by myself in our neighborhood. Our neighborhood's really fine, but I just personally am not that comfortable. And now, of course, with a sleeping Alice, we both can't leave the house. I've got two friends in the neighborhood. I'm thinking about asking them if, they're interested in walking at night with me. I think it's something really good physically for me because it's, it's hot out now during the day. It's just not the same kind of thing. At night, it's just so much more relaxing. It's not just the exercise, but it's also just like the wind down. And just kind of, I really loved having that time with Mike, that kind of quiet time to just reflect back on the day and stuff. So I know this time is different, but I really feel like I need to do more walking. So that's something I'm going to try to work out. Otherwise, with all this stress stuff, I'm just trying to focus on feeling grateful for the pregnancy, knowing that it's not going to last forever, and then really trying to kind of share Alice's joy. Like the simplest things give toddlers joy, and I just really try to experience that with her, and it boosts me up so much. All right, best thing about this week is that I ordered a Snuggle and I got it. I might have to back up to show you. I got the Snuggle Mini, so it is the smaller version of like the regular full-size Snuggle. I did it for several reasons. First of all, it's less expensive. This was $31 on Amazon as compared to, I think it's like a regular Snuggle is $50 or $60. I knew I wanted to use my own pillow, so I didn't need like a pregnancy pillow that would go all the way up to my head. I really just wanted the support for like keeping my knees and feet in alignment, so for better hip alignment and just a little bit of support, on your side when your belly gets really heavy, to be able to tuck part of the pillow under your stomach, or you can tuck behind your back for different positions, that kind of stuff. Also just to take up less space in the bed, and less space in our house afterwards. So this is what I've gotten. I know that it's probably not going to be like, the be-all end-all for my whole pregnancy, but every night counts. I will tell you, in this past week, there have been 3 nights but I have not woken up a single time. Normally there's like at least 2 bathroom breaks in there. And I think just having more comfortable positioning has really made a difference. So I've been able to get a few really, needed good nights of sleep. So this thing, can't beat it right now. I'll show you just what it looks like. So this is about how long it is. So this is the part that I can put between my legs, and it fits my knees on one sort of end and then my feet on the other. And then this is the part where you can kind of tuck in front of you or in back of you. And then I just have my head, like I said, on my regular pillow. I wish you all a good weekend, especially if it's holiday weekend.